I am a terrible mini barrel owner. Let me show you why, and then we're going to see how we're going to fix it. But first, welcome to Stillworks and Brewing. My name is Randy, and this is a channel that's all about home distillation and brewing. Okay, so I'm ready to distill my oatmeal whiskey, and what I wanted to do was to age it in a mini barrel. So I had a mini barrel, but it's been back in the corner for a while, and I got problems because I am a terrible mini barrel owner. I did not store it right. So let me show you what I mean. If you can see, look at all my hoops are all loose. I can just take them off. So this poor barrel is in sad shape. Can it be fixed? I'm not sure. But we're going to give it a try. What do I got to lose? I figured if I can't get it fixed, then I can use the stage. I can toast them and I can age whiskey that way. But I really want to do it in this barrel. So, I mean, it is. Look at that. See that? One good bounce and this thing would fall in a million pieces. Well, maybe not a million, but a bunch of pieces. Okay, we're going to attempt to fix it. Let's see what we can do. Okay, sorry for the background noise. It is pouring down rain outside. Nice, wet, cold day. Oh, anyway, let's get back to the subject at hand. Alright, my first thoughts on how to fix this. The problem is it's dehydrated out. So we need to get some moisture back in that wood. So my first thought was, well, let's just wrap it in a saran wrap or in a bag and fill it full of wood. That might work, but I'm not sure. So then I thought on it for a little while and I figured, let's try to steam it. You get that hot steam. I'll take the spigots and all that out, and maybe that'll get through the wood a little bit better. So let's try that. Alright, but now my first thing what I want to do, and if I can do this without it falling apart, is I would kind of want to tape the bands back on it, kind of in place somehow. Because I got marks on the barrel where they go. So what I want to do, I'm going to get them back in place to where they were at. I'm going to just put a piece of tape on them. And I'm going to just use this painter's tape, because it's paper. So I'll put one across here like that. And like I said, I've never done this before. It's strictly guessing. Let me flip this over and I'll put one on the other side. I mean, I can see daylight between the staves. Put one like that. I just want them to hold in place for a while. I mean, I would imagine the steam probably will knock the tape loose anyway, but let's go for it. Alright, so the next thing I was going to do is I want to take the valves out. Be very careful. And I want to take the bung plug out. I mean, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. See the light shining through the barrel? That's crazy, huh? Alright, well, let's see what happens. Hey, so what my plan is, I got my big pot here. Let me go ahead and bring the camera. I got my big pot here. I did put about 1.5 gallons of water in the bottom of it, and I'm going to use this false bottom. I'm going to put that in the bottom. it is above the water. So then I'm going to nice and gently take this barrel and I'm going to set it right on top of that false bottom. Let me bring you over so you can see. So I got it set right in on top there. Okay. Alright, so what I'll do with the valves, because they're all wood too, is I'm going to just set these right on top of the barrel. Okay. Now I'm going to just put a fire under that pot, get that water to steaming, and then I'll turn it down real low. I'll put the lid on top. And what I want to do is I'm going to just try to steam that barrel at a low, just steam it, and we're going to see if we can get it to swell back up in place. So let me get some fire under that and then I'll be back and we'll show you what's going on. Okay, so it's been 15 minutes since the steam has started. I think we ought to check it out and see what it looks like. I'm going to put some hot gloves on because it might be hot. Pull it out here nice and gentle like. The glass is all steamed up. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. I can smell the wood. Hey, I think this is working. Look, it's starting to. The rings are starting to tighten up. You got a little ways to go though. It is nice and warm. I can notice the stays around, they're all starting to close up. It looks like we go another 15 minutes. We might have it, I don't know. But we will check it out. Alright, it's nice and warm. Alright. Let's go for another 15 minutes and then we'll come back. Hey, a little over a half hour since we started. Of course I can't see. So what we got? Got steam coming out of the hole. Feels like the valve's starting to tighten up. Whew, it's hot. Take the tape off. Everything is tightening up. Ooh, that smells so good. So what I'm going to do, I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shut the heat off on the water. And I am just going to stick this back in the pot and just let it naturally steam and naturally cool down. And then what we'll do is we'll put some water in it and see how bad it leaks. Hopefully it won't, but we don't know. Whew. Okay, so let me, I'm going to kill the heat on the pot. I'm going to put it back in there and I'm going to naturally let it finish steaming and cool down. And then we'll go from there. Hopefully we can get this thing to seal up. And if not, not. Okay? Okay, the question is, how's my barrel doing? Okay, so what I did is, I left it in the pot, and I would heat the water up, and then I would shut it off. Just let it sit there and steam. So what I just did is, I filled it full of water, and it's pretty much stopped leaking. I got a couple drips, but I think with being full of water it will seal up. The one thing I could not get seal up was the valve. I think it was just too far gone, so I had another one, so I stuck that in there. So what I'll do is I'll take this in the house and I'm going to leave full water, and then I'll just keep topping off tonight, and I think she's going to be okay. Alright, if you see here in front of me, I got distilled out oatmeal whiskey. So far it tastes fantastic. I got 1, 2, 3 quarts. So what I'll do with that is I'm going to proof that down. Probably I'm going to leave it at, like, if I could get to 110, 120, I'd be happy to fill this barrel with it. And then we'll put it in this barrel and we're going to let it sit there and age. Alright? So, alright, so like I said before, tonight I'm going to let this soak. I'll just put it in the sink, you know, because I know it's only dripping a little bit now. Alright. Okay, I'm back the next day. My barrel was a failure. I did leave it in the sink overnight. I tried to, and I filled it full of water, and I got to stop leaking most of the way, but I couldn't get it to completely stop leaking, so I figured if I try to tighten the bands up a little bit, drive them on a little bit farther, maybe that would do it. That made it even worse. Number 2, my barrel, it just don't look very nice. And number 3, when I was emptying the water out, all the char from the inside's coming out. So I don't want to use it. So this is one way not to fix your barrel. So what do? Well, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to take this apart and I'm going to save the wood. I can re-toast it, I can re-char it, I can use it to it's still aged spirits. It just won't be in the barrel. So how do we not let this happen? Well, with a little bit of research, if you have a bitty barrel, the best thing to do is keep liquor in it. You know, if you empty it out, fill it back up. But if you can't do that, they say the best way to do it is fill it up. Once you're done using it, you know, rinse it out, of course, and fill it up with either filtered or distilled water. And use, I think they're called Camden tablets, because they're a sulfur-based tablet that will keep anything from growing inside. But overall, we learned, I think I learned a little bit about these barrels. But I've always had good luck with the chips and the sticks and that stuff. So most likely that's the way I'm going to keep going. But still, it's been a lot of fun. It did seal up nice and tight. It did swell the wood. But you can actually see places where, like here, the wood cracked. And I don't know why it did that. I mean, it pushed that stay out till it cracked. So I was afraid to put spirits in it. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. So my oatmeal whiskey, I'm going to just proof it down, age it the way I normally do, and then we'll go from there. So, the last thing I got to say is, hey, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time here on Stillworks and Brewing. Cheers, everybody.